Welcome. We're going to expand today. So welcome to Expand with Sam. This you in the newness, in this amazing everything, the amazing experience of everything. Welcome to the amazing experience of everything. Let me just share. This. Give me a second. I am live, so you are welcome to say hi. I'll be putting welcome in the chat. And I have about an hour or so. So we will expand together. And I do have a topic. I do have a question that I wanted to expand upon. Someone inside my Facebook group asked me this question. And in fact, if you are not in my private Facebook group, I'm going to be putting the link too. Because I do share different things there. Let me just go and get the link real quick as we gather. Where is it? Where's my group? There it is. Guess I'll just copy the link here and share it. All right, so won't be here too long, but I do have a question that we're going to expand upon. And again, one of our members inside the Facebook group, I had about 5 questions come through. They were also great. I was really excited because when I come here live, no, I have had interactions, but these questions were like, okay, let's dive deeper into these questions. So the question, I'm going to put it in the comments and up in the screen. And HH shared this question. So let me put it up. What's the end game? What's the ultimate goal? It's like, what the fuck are we here for? What's going on? And I am pretty sure that a lot of us are asking ourselves that question. We are diving into. I want to just mention this lightly, this gray area. um, where like we don't fully understand what is going on, and we don't fully remember everything just yet. But we're getting there. Like we're moving towards this deeper sense of remembrance, and it's exciting, and it's beautiful. It's just that at getting there, it literally means going through the muck and going through the mud and going through the deepest, darkest places inside of you. But it's so funny because when I see the end game, I think about the movie The Avengers, which I actually recently saw. And I loved it because of how it goes into the quantum world and how it all opens up into the world of energy. So that was super, super activating. But I want to open us to, yes, this is a game. Yes, it's time to play more, play again. I was just talking to someone about this yesterday, about how it's going to become so important to play. Okay. Now, there's so much with that. I feel like there are so many different angles that we can go into and so many different pathways that we can take in regards to this question. What's the end game? Because at the end of the day, there's no end to us. However, there is an end happening. The end that's happening right now is the end of the old. The end of the old game. Because that was a game too. Oh my goodness. Just realized. Hopefully you guys can hear me as well. I forgot to hook my little microphone. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I'll just put it in the chat. But I did hear a little bit of the YouTube stream sounded okay. So if you are here, can you let me know if you can hear me okay? Because I just changed mics. Anyway, I trust that at some level you are listening. You can hear me well. We're nearing the end. Yes, we are. In fact, a lot of us have been going through deeper endings, deeper collapses for the past 5 years. Myself as well. The end of the old game will continue to grow. It will continue to expand. And this is just a game. This is an old game that was not light filled, not happy, joy. It was the complete opposite. And that's what's coming to an end. Now, this is all we've known. This has been our life. So the transition out of it is going to be bumpy. There's going to be quite a bit of resistance because a lot of us, the mind doesn't fully understand what's going on. And that's normal. This was our perceived safety zone, safety mechanism, all of these different things. And so it literally feels like we're losing that. It literally feels like our whole structure, Our whole world is coming to an end. And that's because the old world and our old realities are coming to an end. Okay? It's happening everywhere now. For a lot of us, it started years ago. And finally, we're getting ready to cross over to a whole new experience where absolutely every single person on this planet is going to feel that and it's going to experience that because it is necessary. It is necessary to allow the dissolution of your old reality. And the biggest thing with that is that as something ends, another thing begins. This is a law. This is how energy works. However, the mind and the ego and our closed version of ourselves think that this is the end. And there's nothing more, and my life is coming to an end, and everything's going to collapse, and that's it. It doesn't see past that. Okay? But we have to continue to breathe consciously so that we can remember, wait a minute, every end has a beginning. Every end, every door that closes, a new one opens up. And we would say window, right? When a door closes, someone opens a window. It's not just a window. When one door closes to the old, 10 new doors open up for us. It's not even a window. It's a door. And it's not even one door. It's like a gazillion doors that open up for us. And this is something new that we all have to open up to. Something that's here, something that's already happening. With one old door that closes, 10 more new doors open up for you. And that within itself is actually scary. I made a video yesterday, it's on my YouTube, about how we're actually really, really scared about our light and about our power that comes through our light, the abilities that we have, the consciousness that we're gaining. Like, it's all new, and yes, to the mind, everything that's new is scary. Okay, this is normal. This is part of the process. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Just checking, 'cause I had to change my little headset. This is a normal part of the process. Everything new is super scary. And because we don't see how wonderful the new is, and we can't fully comprehend how the new is going to arrive and how it's going to all come together and what it will entail, we keep closing ourselves to it. We keep closing the door to ourselves, which is one of the biggest things to open up to. No one's closing the door. No one's doing anything to us. We are doing it to ourselves. We've been allowing it forever and ever and ever. We're so disconnected from that part of ourselves, that greater part of ourselves, and that lower aspect of ourselves too, that we had no clue what was going on. We had no connection, and we have had very little remembrance, and all of that is changing. So the end is here. The end game. The end of the old game is here. We're living it. Okay. We're going to continue to see it and live it in bigger and bigger and bigger ways. And the biggest thing is to allow yourself to see, to feel how 10 more doors are going to open up for you. Oh, I love it when I catch you on these. Been in this cocoon phase and finally feel like I'm coming out of it. Beautiful. The cocoon phases are so important to honor. The cocoon phases are so normal. to experience. Um, been there for years now, but it comes and goes. Everything comes and goes, and you will start to feel, oh, okay, I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to come out of this, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing to experience, by the way, because there's a deeper resolution to the process you've been going through, and so you feel this like, ah, okay, a lot of the old in me is no longer as active. More light is within me, more of my soul has come through, and I'm ready to, start opening myself up to the next phase. And everything is in phases, right? Everything is in phase. Everything is in phases. Everything is a process. Our linear minds get really caught up with, this is it. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be stuck here forever. And I want to remind you guys that it's never, ever, 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 ever like that. Because you are energy. Energy is always shifting. Energy is always flowing. Every energy is always moving. So you're always in this constant movement, no matter what. Mental movement, emotional movement, physical movement, energetic movement. It's all valid and it's all super, super, super important. Part of when we talk about a little bit, I'm going to open up to the ultimate goal. Part of the ultimate goal is to allow ourselves to actually be that. Be energy. Be in this flow, this constant flow, and become more conscious of how many aspects within us are not fully in it, are still in this resistance, are still backing away, are still not fully sure. You could be anywhere. In fact, you will be everywhere. You will be in the grieving process. You will be in the sadness, anger, confusion, frustration. You are going to be everywhere. And this is one of the biggest things that I see that a lot of people or a lot of people are in that right now. And it's activating a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of emotions, a whole bunch of realities for them. And we don't fully understand that we are multidimensional, which means that you, by nature, will always feel more than one thing. Always upon always upon always. Because this is our nature. This is what energy is. Energy is everything and energy is everywhere. And so the mind, though, gets really caught up because it's in that linearity concept of just feeling one thing, of just doing one thing at a time. And energy wise, like where we are, we're not there anymore. So everything's coming up to the surface. So many things are being activated right now. All of our deepest, most fearful aspects are being activated right now. If you guys have sensed that, our deepest, most traumatized inner child aspects are being activated right now. And so our bodies are just this vessel. And it doesn't matter how old your physical body is. We're literally, there's so many that are being, there's so many aspects of our inner inner children are being activated right now. And so we have tons of just traumatized children that are scared, really, really scared right now. And I'm talking about generically, like the essence of everyone that I see. Every single adult that I see right now is going through this. That's because we have much more light coming through. And with much more light coming through, we have tons of aspects that need to be activated so that we can go through the process of feeling, of releasing, of dissolving. Well, not the mind, but the body. The body does this so that we can start to allow more of our soul light to take over our bodies. Okay, I use the word to take over, but this isn't something to fear, even though there will be some fear about, oh my God, who's taking over? I'm so scared because the old little version of myself is all I've known. And so part of this ultimate goal is to allow more of our soul light to come into our bodies. Allow more of that higher aspect of ourselves to come in so that we can be that aspect, so that we can live as that aspect. Because this is the aspect that remembers. This is the aspect that is able to see more than the physical, more than the color, more than all of these old perceptions. That's what's really happening right now for every single one of us. And as we move into this linear year end and beginning, because energetically, it's so different, guys. Energetically, the year ends and begins in a completely different date. In fact, it might be different for each and every single one of us. But we're still in this, semi-structurized world. And so we have these linear dates. Moving out of one and into this newer phase is energetically, it's going to change everything. Okay, energetically. And I want to reiterate energetically because physically, well, yes, there's going to be some physical. We're going to start to see this more in the physical, which is what we need. Because the physical, the inner separated ego aspect of ourselves is still very grounded in that I need to see it, right? I need to see it to believe it. I need to touch it. Well, let me tell you, your wish is your command. However, the more that you allow yourself to feel the energies, feel your internal energies. Okay, this isn't, if you feel things in your body, it's because you have them inside of your body. Nobody placed these energies but yourself. Okay, and while they will be triggered and activated through other people, these energies are not just other people. These energies are inside of you. They've always been inside of you. But we have this disconnection inside that literally just pushes everything away that we feel. And we do not know how to truly be accountable and truly be responsible for the energies that we are. This isn't taught in school. I get it. It's a process for every single one of us. But we're starting to open up to a whole new level of perception and a whole new level of consciousness that each and every single one of us has to be willing to close our eyes and feel this. And in fact, if you can do this right now, I am asking you to do that. Close your eyes and just feel this. Allow your body to expand. Allow your body to open up so that you can start to feel. And when you feel with your eyes closed, with your conscious breath, or through your conscious breath, you're allowing more light. And so you are less resistant of anything and everything that you feel. And this changes the whole game for you. There is a whole new game that's starting up for each and every single one of us. The end of the old is only the beginning of a much, much, much better game that we are ready to play. This is why it's so important to play, by the way. This is why it's so important to get out, to connect to your divine child and play. Play outside, play indoors, play, get your toys out, get your puzzles, anything and everything that you love, you need to play with. We all need to play with. Play in this energy. Because that is how we start to maneuver ourselves through the biggest transition that we've ever lived in this body. And in that openness and in that playfulness, we are less scared. We're less scared to feel things. We're less scared to admit to things. We're less scared of what's going on inside and what we're feeling and what we're seeing and who we've been. We've been so scared of ourselves for a really, really, really long time because all of these aspects of ourselves had all of these masks, like really ugly, scary masks. And that's all we've seen. That's all we've known. And this is part of the reason why we have been rejecting our light for so long. Because we feel there's a huge mismatch to who we physically see, who we've known, who we thought we were, and our divine light. There hasn't been a match to that. And so we've been rejecting it for so long. But now, as we continue to move and navigate the end game, the end of the old, we're going to start to see a different version of ourselves. And it's beautiful. And it's wonderful. It's a process. So like little by little by little, we get to see a little bit of things. We don't, it's all relative. It all depends on where you are. But for the most part, it's like introducing baby to solid food little by little. We don't normally just start to give a baby steak, right? Or chicken, or whatever the case may be. It's a process. So we're going to start to see a little bit more and a little bit more and more. And when I say we're going to start to see a little bit more, we're going to start to see a little bit more of absolutely everything. And we have to continue to remember that this is inside of ourselves. It's in my body. And the moment that you start to, again, close your eyes, connect to your conscious breath, and ask your body, where is that energy inside of me? you're going to start to feel this. And that is another one of the ultimate goals, to be so open to feel with your whole body absolutely everything. And again, it's a process, because this has not been the way that we've been taught. This has not been taught as being safe. In fact, it's been taught the complete opposite. We've been teaching ourselves how to keep ourselves numb and disconnected and miserable. This is the end. This is the old game, and this is the end of the old game, but this is how the old game worked. And we said, okay, yes, this is how Earth works, so I'm going to have to agree to all of these things, because we came here to change things, right? But it is really important to know how it all works, so that we can start to become more conscious of the aspects of ourselves that are still in that energy, that are still playing by the old games, that are still in that old reality, that are still fighting, tearing. By the way, you're not tearing anyone down, you're just tearing yourself. You're fighting with yourself. And that is part of the end of the old game. That the more you realize how it's all been you, and you've been doing this to yourself, and how hurtful and painful that actually is, everything breaks loose. And your body breaks free from that program. And a whole new reality starts to open up. The thousands and thousands of new doors start to open up. Finally, we're there. Finally, we're entering this new era. It's been opened. We've been in it for a while. However, the end of the old game is going to become more visible, and it's going to become more palpable. And everything that you still have in your reality and inside of you that's still attached to that has to be seen and has to be felt. We have to become more conscious of what is inside of ourselves that is still keeping this in your reality, keeping you in this world. What is keeping you in the old game? Because the ultimate goal is to become so conscious that you allow your body to guide you out of the old and into the new. Because the new is already here. Technically speaking, you are the new, and your light holds that frequency and that reality. So let's dive into this a little bit. And I'm just going to ask this question. You can feel into it, you can share. Oh, I meant to do that. What is one thing that you feel is keeping you in the old game? And I want you to also start to feel this in your body. And in this moment right now, we're just going to open up to breathe more light into that part of your body. And that is the part of the body where your inner child, traumatized child, most scared child lives and is holding on and is really resisting this. This is where most of your protection mechanisms are. This is what feeds your old reality. The old reality that might still be in your physical world. And one of the biggest things that I felt into yesterday, and it kind of reminded me, it's kind of like, oh, well, I know this. We all know a lot of things. But one of the biggest thing is not knowing from here, but knowing from here, feeling this, knowing and remembering that one of the biggest things that holds us back is our fears, right? Which is all, it's insecurities, it's our most subconscious old beliefs that keep us in that mindset of, I'm nothing, I'm too small, I'm too weak, I'm too vulnerable, I'm too this. And so I have to keep myself protected. I have to keep myself protecting. This is a big one, by the way. This is a big one that we have to work through and we have to break out of, especially within the spirit-based communities. There is a lot of that. And we don't fully remember yet that you are light. You are light. You are the biggest and most powerful force. You don't need to protect. You just need to be your light. The aspect of yourself that feels that needs protection is the most separated and the darkest aspect of yourself, because it actually believes and lives within that perception that you've actually done something wrong and that someone out there is bigger than you and is going to get you. So you have to hide and you have to close your doors and you have to build walls. You see how this aspect isn't light? This isn't your light aspect. And what's the ultimate goal? To come back fully into our light aspect. Because as we live through that pure essence that we are, we remember that we are everything. There is literally nothing to fear and nothing to protect ourselves from. Because nothing is bigger than you. Because you are everything. And so just feel that. little by little and faster, we get to tap into that. We get to feel the truth of who we are and who we came here to be. And a gazillion doors open up for us. And we're no longer scared of this old little door closing up. Yes, let the old door close up on you. You don't need it. You don't need to be part of the old game. You need to end the old game and allow a whole new game to open up for you. This game that's actually fun and joyful and loving and supportive and worth every ounce. Your worth is what are the words? It's priceless. Your worth is infinite. Your worth is universal. Your worth is light, is beyond what the mind can measure. You can't measure that. You can't measure your light worth in numbers or physical objects or assets. You can't. Your worth as light is infinite. And we have to continually get out of that linear mindset that wants to quantify our worth. Just feel that with me. And you're going to start to feel where you still don't hold that as truth. The resistance, the old belief, the fears. And that's also part of the ultimate goal. That you feel absolutely everything and that you allow yourself to feel all the time. And stay there. Allow yourself to stay within that knowing and within that sense, that essence. This isn't to say that you're not going to feel, or you're not going to have thoughts that are going to come up that are going to tell you otherwise. This isn't that. This is about allowing absolutely everything up. All of these thoughts, all of these beliefs, and all of these emotions that keep saying otherwise, that keep saying, no, you're small, you're not worthy, you're not ready, you're this, you're that. You need to be more, we all need to be more present with those. We need to be more open to those. Our mind has all of these different perceptions and all of these different. It's a deprogramming, not gonna lie. We programmed our mind very strongly But I'm talking about the old mind. We have old mind, we have new mind, we have higher mind. The old mind. The old mind is connected to the old game. And this is what's ending. This is what's collapsing. This is what we have to continue to feel into. And then allow the new perceptions to come through. Allow a new vision to come through. Because everything that's happening right now has a completely different purpose than what you think it does. Everything, absolutely everything. Everything that's happening in your life, everything that's happening in the world right now. There's so many reasons, there's so many purposes. And it's all supportive. Everything is. Doesn't matter what it is. This is higher levels of consciousness that we all have inside, that we all were so deeply disconnected from. And now, more than ever, we are finally coming to that point where everything's starting to come back together. But in that coming back together, what happens? Other things come apart. Other things, other relationships, other realities in our world start to come apart. And that's part of what we call the collapse. That's part of what what's happening, the end of the old game, is because everything that we thought was true and real and coherent and pure at some level is all coming undone. It's all coming apart. Because at the very core level, it wasn't true. And it wasn't pure. And it wasn't founded on love, pure love. It was all twisted and all distorted and all was feeding the lack inside of ourselves. And that is no longer sustainable. It's all falling down. Yes. Every old bridge is falling down. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. That's what needs to continue to happen for the new to start coming together. For the new partnerships, new relationships, new realities. Your new reality is right now, like this. Bonding with more of your light aspects. This is what's happening. But our minds get so stuck in the old world, the collapse, the control, the this, the that has no idea that this other thing is going on too. And we have to continually turn our necks so that we can see beyond the surface, so that you can see beyond what's happening. Right now, it's like we're just starting to see those sprouts come out. All of these seeds and the new seeds will continue to be planted, but the seeds have already been planted. We've already had a lot of different seeds planted. And we're finally starting to see them grow, and we're starting to see the sprouts, or we're starting to see those leaves come out, and it's beautiful and it's so exciting. And your light self, your higher level of consciousness self, is going to need to see everything. Okay, so it's a process. At the beginning, it's like what's happening in the old world is way too much for me, because you can get sucked into it, because you can latch onto it
without able to see anything else. So we close those doors, we separate ourselves from those realities, we separate ourselves from all of these different things that keep bombarding us with that. And we start to see the sprouts, the seeds, the beauty, the magic, the nature. Okay. This is kind of where a lot of people, talk about like, this is like the love and light phase. Oh, it's just love and light. Everything's beautiful and magical. Okay. It's part of a phase, it's part of the process. As you continue to open yourself up, you gain, it's like you have to become or like reach a certain level of consciousness and a certain level of light. Have to anchor a certain level of light to be able to open yourself up and see both. See what's happening underneath the surface, see what's happening beyond the physical world, right? But also allow yourself to see the collapse that's going on right now from this new lens and new aspect so that you can connect to deeper levels of yourself. So you see the process that we go through, you see the different phases. A lot of us are starting, well, I can't really say every single person is moving into a new phase. That I can say for sure. For sure, 100%. When you start to open yourself up and see all of these worlds that are going on right now, the new that's emerging and the old that's collapsing, it brings you into a whole new level of consciousness. You see things from a higher lens. You know that right now, everything that's happening in the old world serves a purpose, has a higher meaning. And one of the things that I used to say is everything that's happening right now in the old world is actually pushing you out of it. Literally, it's pushing you out of this world. So even that's also how even the old game supports. Because as the old game and then the old world continue to end and continue to dissolve and continue to collapse, it will push you out of it. Don't resist. Let yourself feel everything that you need to feel so that you can continue to move in a flow. So that you can continue the navigating of everything. It's all about navigating. It's all about flowing. It's all about allowing yourself, feeling the resistance, feeling the fears. Open up to all these fears. But don't stay in the fear of like, yeah, I know what my fear is, because this is just keeping you here. We need to bring everything back into the body so that you can feel, okay, well, where are my fears? Where do I feel them? Oh, do I feel them here? Do I feel them over here? Do I feel them on my back? You need to have that deeper connection. We all need to have that deeper connection of these fears are in my body. Where in my body do I feel these fears? Another one of the and another part of this ultimate goal is the connection with our bodies. We've been so disconnected. We've been so separated from our bodies. It's kind of mind-blowing. And right now, there's so much happening in the body. There's so much happening. We don't understand because we haven't been able to see and feel with our bodies. Anything and everything that is happening to your body right now has a bigger purpose. And I can confidently say anything and everything. If you do have something that's going on that you'd like to expand more, we can expand together. I'll be putting some of my links and I'll be sharing some updates as well as I wrap this up. But the body right now is so humongous because it's going through so much, because it's clearing so much. As your body continues to clear the fears, the programs, the densities, it will activate other things. So you might start to feel the flu. You might start to get allergies. You might start to feel, get these pains or get the flu or the cough or the whatever the case may be. This is part of the clearing. Breathe. Relax. You're not alone in this process. Talking about cough, definitely a lot going on in the throat. I've been feeling it myself, and just being here, yeah, it definitely opens up a whole bunch of things in the body too. When you travel, when you're with family, when you're in all of these different realities, yeah, it definitely opens up a lot of things. It's normal. And with that, I'm going to segue into I am going to be opening up a whole bunch of new things to support. This is a big month. In fact, every month is going to be huge. But this just brings kind of a deeper depthness because it's the last right now, as we know, as we live, or in this reality that we currently live. This is the last year of the month, so there's going to be a lot to feel, a lot to move through, a lot to prepare for, a lot of different things. So I'm gonna just share this one my link to my school if you have not signed up yet, because I'm going to be sharing a lot more classes, workshops, courses, one-on-one opportunities this month. I'm just gonna bring it all up and out, bringing you as much as I can, sharing with you in these lives as well, but in more of the private classes, courses, workshops, opening up to everything. And I'm going to bring all of these different areas too, because every single area in our life is being changed, is changing. Our personal life, our relationships, our families, our money, business, the abundance kind of financial aspect, our health, absolutely everything is coming up, is shifting, and is changing. And so if you feel ready and open to receive more support, I just shared the link. I believe I shared it in all platforms. And this is my this is an email list within the Light School where I'll be sharing all of this information. If you are in my Facebook group, I'll probably be sharing my private Facebook group. We'll probably be sharing that there too. And I have my Facebook link. Let's see. Put it in the comments, but if you're not there, I mean, if you aren't able to see it, can I share it one more time? Nope, not that. Not that one. I do share a little bit more here. So I'm just going to share that there. And there isn't anything else. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, thank you, Adrian. So beautiful to see you. Anybody else that's here that I didn't get a chance to see, or for whatever reason didn't comment, I don't really know that you're here. Thank you for being here, and thank you for expanding with me today. Thank you for all that you do and all that you are, because it really does matter and it means so much. You might think that right now you're not living out your purpose, or you may think that right now you're not living out your mission. And in fact, that's going to be another big topic to dive into and expand. I'll either have like a class or a workshop because we live in this in this perception that I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing what I know that I came here to do. And there's a lot to that. There's a lot of things to open up to. However, right now, I want to share with you that you being here and breathing light is enough. Makes you more than enough and opens up more doors than you can imagine. This is how simple this is. This is a new game. This is how the new game works. The old game is done, by the way. The old game is done. You don't have to be in it. You don't have to rely on it, solely on it. Rely solely on it. You don't have to. You don't have to keep on holding it up. It's falling, it's collapsing, it's ending. This is the end game. This is the end of the old game. We're moving into a whole new one. Okay. The transition point is what is the kind of learning curve. The transition point is one of the hardest things. But the more that you feel and breathe and allow yourself to surround yourself with the support, with whatever support you need, and whatever kind of support you need is available. Everything is available for you. And we're coming into that new consciousness of remembering that, yes, I now know more of what I need at a soul level, and I am now more open and more confident to asking that, to opening up, to receiving it, and to living through that new support system. So this is where we are. Thank you. Sending you a humongous hug. And with that, I'll see you inside my light school. Take care. Have an amazing rest of your day. And we'll see you when we see you.